this is Shanford Skill, and I'm bringing you a commentary on the casual games that I have every week. Last week I couldn't do one because we went to the Waste regional event, so I didn't do too well on that one. So let's talk about the hands real quick. I did not get to catch a glimpse of my own as the Gold Paladin player, and there's a little bit of background noise to this because I didn't want it to sound really awkward, but I guess it's just feedback, so I might as well make it a bit quieter. And there is the random background music happening. So, looks like from that angle my hand is Alfred, Blaster Blade, Liberator, 2 Yosefs, and a Halo Shield. Yes, I can catch all that, I didn't remember it. So, opponent leads with typical 7Ks, and we just, we go at it, and we just smack each other in the face as hard as we humanly can, because that's how you play Vanguard. So I'm contemplating guarding or not. I mean, I guarded because it's not good to take early damage for no reason if you can block it. That card is kind of... okay, there we go. We have the Star Rain Trumpeter in my damage zone, and I read the Blaster Blade Liberator, of course. And this called the Yosef to most likely be attacking a rear guard, as I do. Attacking front, checking the Bruno, checks the crit. He rips the grade 3 off the top, because he's a good player, like myself, of course. 10 out of 10 would rip grade 3 again. And here I'm guarding for my booster again, which is quite interesting because some people, they don't want to put cards out because they don't want their cards to get sniped, and I see we're playing really fast. So yeah, we don't want your rear guards to get sniped while you're attacking with them, so some people don't play them, or some people just simply play them and let them die. So here I stacked the Blaster Blade Liberator on top to call it off with Alfred and to unflip 1 damage, which is not bad. So I'm playing the Alfred now because he is quite big and he's a good game ender, unlike the other Alfred who is remote, reasonably sized. So I tackle my Blaster Blade Liberator again. So right now I have 2 Blaster Blade Liberators at my disposal, 1 in the soul and 1 on the field. So I can easily let the one on my field die, just so I can Star Rain. He rips the crit, and I'm okay with that, so I hit a draw trigger and a Balin, and I draw a draw trigger, as you can see there. I'm not really going to commentate too much about what my opponent has, because we play way too fast to commentate both sides, but you can probably watch that he has no rear guards in his hand except for 2 perfect guards and a bunch of triggers, so... let's see here what I do. I believe I call the top and I call a Halo Shield, giving Bruno 3000. So I have a 16k row there, so that's not too shabby. And then play the Blaster Blade Liberator to pop a card. Attacking for 16, heal. Not block, as I did not expect. And I trigger a draw trigger, power, draw, and a critical trigger, because I'm good. He hits 2 triggers as well, so he needs 10 still to guard for that attack. Draws the Minerva. So at this point I realize that he does not have his own, sorry, not Minerva. Draws his other Break Ride, I don't recall what the name is, and he's resolving his Break Ride effect right now, as he's shoving things into the stall and stuffing out things from the soul at the same time. And he still does not seem to have a very good hand. Attacking the Blaster Blade, I guard for it. He attacks with that, and I will opt to no guard. There I am checking the top corner of his cards because he told me that he has a March critical trigger because he is a dirty cheater. And I no guard because I am good at this game. I give power to my Vanguard. And then he attacks my Blaster Blade Liberator, which I convince him to try to attack my Halo Shield, but he does not. And I spill my whole deck all over the table, because we have small tables there. We don't actually have a card shop to play at, so recording is always really ghetto. So there's that. And I see the background music is getting louder and louder, which is awkward, but I'll try to talk over it, and I'll probably just turn off from here eventually. So I'm attacking with just Alfred for big amounts, because I'm almost certain that he will have a perfect guard. So I just attack for big amounts, and I don't recall what I checked, and I add things to other places. And of course, he's probably not close to dying, considering his hand is loaded with shields and perfect guards. So, there's that. But as Alfred does what Alfred does, he attacks for about like 28 every turn. So, it's only a matter of time before I strip away all of his cards. He triggers the critical trigger. Puts it on a rear guard. Okay. He attacks, and I can guard, like so. And he attacks again. And I guard with 2 5Ks, which probably means my hand was pretty garbage. I play against Zenith and attack with Alfred. Again, baiting out the perfect guard each and every time because you just need so much for Alfred that it basically has to be perfect guarded every single turn. So I get some pretty bad checks, and he just BM double guards my rear guards and is about to kill me. So there's that, and of course rips the double attacker at the last turn, taking all his regalias out of the soul so he can use the owl for later, drawing 2 cards. He is almost decked out at this point. So he attacks, and I no guard. He gets the critical trigger. I rip the heal trigger, because I'm a good player. He does have 2 crit, and I rip the second heal trigger. As you can probably hear the immense amount of laughing in the background, because I am pure skill. That was a fun game to remember. So, he's restanding and attempts to attack again. Now I actually have enough to block, so I will. Perfect guard, yes, perfect guard. Perfect guarding with my Alfred. No triggers to be got there, and he's counting stuff, I suppose, and he attacks my rear guards because he cannot attack my Vanguard, which is quite hilarious. And now I'm going to anime moment the crap out of him, returning all the cards, all the gold paladins, soul blasting 2, returning the gold paladins back to the top of my deck, and calling the top 5 gold paladins. So, amongst them, Bruno, Balan, Yosef, and Star Rain, double Star Rain. So, I choose to be fancy and try to get my Blaster Blade back from my deck. So this is why I'm contemplating. Of course, I probably didn't need to do this, but I felt like I should. So I chose not to call the Star Rain and returning a Blaster Blade Liberator back to my deck, seeing if I could rip the Blaster Blade Liberator, ensuring death, because of how Alfred will get the 10k and the 1 crit. So he cuts my deck, and I reveal Balan. Is that Balan? Yes, White Rainbow Liberator Balan. So I attack with my Vanguard, as people do, and he will be guarding it without perfect guard. So see, if I did not play the Alfred earlier and attack with Alfred a couple times, I would not have gotten rid of so many perfect guards that this would be possible for me to win. Heal trigger, like a good player. All 4 has been seen now. 2 in the damage, 2 in the hand. Power on Balan, and the critical trigger. Crit and power on Balan, because I'm a good player, and I point out the fact that I am such. So because of his effect, he is now plus 12k, so he is a 19k booster, so putting him up to the whole row, plus another 2 triggers, 29k, with 36. He gets the heal trigger, and the critical trigger will apply, and he is now dead. So, never give up, don't scoop. I offer the handshake, and then he like says, no, F you, because we're friends, so there's that, and I'll be going on for game 2, I suppose.